Alright, so I said this video was coming and here it finally is. In today's video we're going to be hooking this subwoofer's amplifier here up that has been extremely dicky and been sending DC output through the subwoofer voltage. And I'm going to be hooking it up to my Daytons and blasting these things at 1 ohms into, or 1 ohm I should say, into this amplifier. Now I know a lot of people are concerned about the DC power. Literally the sub that's in there that's rated at probably 100 watts if that has been taking it for ages, so I don't think it's going to do any damage to my Daytons. As well as that, I'm actually going to leave it so I can really quickly release the power from the Daytons, so if it does start sending really stupid signals into these subs, I'll just be able to rip a wire straight out and it won't cause any damage. So I'm going to be very safe about this. I'm also going to go and grab a fire blanket just in case something goes wrong with the amplifier, or touch wood, nothing goes wrong with the Daytons. But anyway, again, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Something big is definitely coming and I'll tell you on there first. But let's remove this amplifier here, hook it up to some power, crank it up, hook it up to the Daytons. 1 ohm. Let's see how hot this amplifier gets and what trips first, be it the fuse, or whatever it can do to protect itself. Let's push the limits of this white van subwoofer. Alright, so for a second there I thought this thing had protection. However, I just had the input selector on the wrong thing. I was going to say, I would have been oddly surprised if this thing was stopping itself from running a 1 ohm load. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is plug a multimeter in as well so you can see the voltage this thing's pushing. I'm just going to run it at before it starts to clip on my Daytons, and it's actually pushing them relatively, I wouldn't say hard, but it's actually pushing some power to them. If I just press play and we skip this song forward a bit here, we can see that it's it's getting them to move more than the 18s ever did, so it's moving them a little bit. So let's see what happens now if we crank it to its full potential and leave it for ages and see how hot this thing gets before something gives up. Alright, so I can honestly say I'm surprised with the amount of power this amplifier is pushing. However, for just 20 seconds I had it running it before it was peaking, I can already start to feel heat generating from those main output chips just down there. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is just set the camera up there so you can see the amplifier board really clearly, and I'll get the multimeter out, and we're just going to run my decaf mix. I'm just going to get that up on YouTube up here. Link to that will be in the description, of course, below if you want to go and check out my decaf mix. I did it quite a while ago. It's just got my favorite decaf songs in it, which are low bass songs. But anyway, let's hook this multimeter up, get the camera set up nicely, and let's just go until something else decides to go. Hopefully it doesn't take too long because it's actually pushing a surprising amount of power, which is moderately loud, and I don't want to annoy my neighbors any more than I already do because yeah. Alright, so since I've had absolutely no luck with running these subs at 1 ohm and overheating it, I can definitely smell it in the air and I can feel it generating heat. However, I'm not going to turn it to the point where it starts clipping and killing my subs, purely because I want to damage this and not those. So I can't turn it any louder, and I'm sorry, but 18 hertz for like 10 minutes straight did not kill these did not kill this amplifier at all. So what I'm thinking now is I'm going to give it a fair amount of amplifier signal in. I'm going to boost my input signal dramatically, and I'm just going to short the thing out and see exactly what happens if I just give it full strength shorting out, and we'll see what happens to this amplifier. So let's set the slow motion camera up here, well, my phone's camera, set my other camera, this camera here, up over there, and just absolutely crank it. Now I'm not going to really be able to test the voltage that it's outputting because it's going to be touching, but I can see what yeah, it's not going to do anything. I'm just going to get everything that isn't the amplifier out of the way, so if I do have to put a fire blanket over it, nothing else gets trapped underneath with it. Alright, here goes nothing. Quite literally. Well, I hate to say it, but that was it. All I heard was some, well, you saw the ground wire was just going up and down and up and down. Then I heard 2 slight clicks, which I will have amplified when I was editing the video so you could hear it. And now, well, I actually just unplugged it. Let's try plugging it back in now and seeing if we can get it to do absolutely anything. The heatsink is super hot to the touch. Let's see, will we get a light on? No, this amplifier has completely gone now and will not do anything. And just as I blew it, I just thought to myself, this would have been a great amp to blow subs with. But anyway, now that it's gone, I'm not really sure. I'll have a look, see if it's the fuse, because I found where the fuse finally is. It's just there behind the IEC input. See if the fuse is gone. And anyway, at the moment right now, it is extremely hot to the touch, but that has got to be the most uneventful blowout I've ever had. Man, this has just been an absolute disappointment of an amplifier slash sub right from the get-go with the sub itself, and the blowout of the amp slash just trying to overheat it just didn't do anything at all that was of any entertainment to anyone. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the fuse, see if that's what's blown. If not, this thing's just it's just slowly just gone out on me. Alright, so here we can see here the fuse for the subwoofer, and I'm not sure if I can get this in focus, but as you can see there's a line straight through it. The fuse has not blown. It's got to have been something on the amplifier board. I'll try one more time popping it back in there. Actually, I just heard it make 2 clicking noises like it did when it stopped. So what I'll do is I'll stick this back in. We'll boot this thing up and see if I can get it to work at all. So anyway, here's hoping it works again, and I'll be able to use this for blowout videos to prevent killing one of my Niso and Vega amps, because everyone's been commenting that I should stop blowing subs with the CV2800 and buy a nice cheap amp. So hopefully this thing will work now, actually, and I'll be able to use it instead of those. So anyway, let's try this thing up now. Yep, how is that? The amplifier has just come straight back on now. The light's back up, and I'm probably going to assume that if I plug that red wire back in to the RCA input, hook up a sub, let's just quickly see if it works. And if it has, holy hell, a white van subwoofer actually has protection on short circuits. Let's see if this thing will do anything. First of all, I'm actually just going to hook my multimeter up just to make sure something hasn't blown and it's not outputting a chunk of voltage. So we'll test that quickly first. I might just do that right now. Alright, so the amplifier wasn't outputting any weird voltage. So here's the moment of truth. I now have the subs hooked back up at 2 ohms, and we have Mercy playing out of my mix here. Let's see, will the subs work? I think I heard some noise then. Let's just pray. Come on. Are the subs gonna work? Leave your comment down in the comment section right now. Let's see if these things will work. Oh my god, this amplifier is still outputting after all that abuse. I think I found a new amplifier to blow subs with. I'm going to attempt to use this now in my blowing sub videos as opposed to my CV2800, because I always get comments, don't blow subs with that amp. You're going to risk damaging it. So let's use this until this thing kills itself. Anyway guys, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it. In today's video, we learnt that amplifier actually has some sort of protection. Who would have guessed it? But anyway, make sure you chuck a like on this video if you have enjoyed it and you want to see more weird videos where I attempt to do weird, strange things like this on just crappy things. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do down in that bottom left down there. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this one.